What if I told you that I believe I am a bobcat?
Good for you, man.
But would you accept that? Would it be wrong of you to not accept it?
He's gonna say yes.
Yes.
These people are so
arguing
predictable.
That, there's not more than like man and woman. Are you arguing there's not a difference between sex and gender, or?
Yeah, I think there are two genders, male and female.
Okay, so you're saying that male and female is a gender, not a sex.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Both.
Okay, and see that's where I would have to disagree.
Okay.
You're
How so?
saying that male and female is something that would be by birth. For example, you probably have a penis, a male sex organ, as would I. But
Why would you assume that?
do you?
But you assumed it, though.
He
Okay,
caught
I
him there.
did. I apologize.
No, listen, you don't need.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do any.
You
gotcha.
see what these liberals? He immediately apologized. Oh, I'm so sorry, even though he knows that Crowder's playing a game with him. You see how dumb this shit is? Everything becomes an apology fest. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry for being sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me that you assumed that I have a penis.
Right.
Why?
Because you seem. I don't
Seems
know.
like a man.
Because of a-
He wanted to say you seem like a man, but then stop mid-sentence because that's offensive now.
Is it because of a societal construct?
Yes.
That's why?
Yes.
It wasn't because of my bone structure or my penis bulge. So you're saying that sex and gender are very different.
Yes.
Okay, I understand. So that's your premise. So that's based on kind of modern gender theory. When did that start?
I wouldn't know.
Okay. So why? Let me ask you this before we get to the
He
history.
doesn't even know why he believes what he believes in. He only believes it because it's the politically correct thing to believe in. And he wants to be liked because he looks like a fucking nerd. And he wants people to like him. He wants to get pussy. And he thinks that's the only way is to pretend to be a social justice warrior. Maybe he is actually a social justice warrior. Maybe he is. But a lot of these fucking, especially these white social justice warriors, I'm very, very weary of them. Because a lot of these, especially the men, they're in it because they want some easy college pussy. And they think repeating this nonsense is going to get them there. That's why he believes what he believes in. Most likely. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to know what his intentions are because I'm not in his mind. But most of these like liberal type men, and the women too, but most of the times, mostly the men, they say what they say because they want some easy puss.
Why do you accept that premise?
Because it makes the most sense to me. The argument that we've created roles such as being feminine, and we have associated it with being female, as opposed to being female is being feminine.
Sure. You understand that there are inconsistencies there. For example, with your presumption of my penis. Let me ask you this then: how many genders are there?
I would say we would say that there are two genders, being man and woman,
Okay.
and then that there would be people that don't accept either of those, and that would be in a X or non-identifying category.
What's the number? How many genders are there?
I couldn't tell you.
Isn't that important?
He can't even define it. He can't even
The
tell you
point
how
is that
many
before,
genders there are.
1948 with Simone de Beauvoir and then Judith Butler with modern, sort of postmodernism, feminism theory, gender and sex were effectively interchangeable. You can even look on legal documentation, depending on the permit. They are legally interchangeable. I mean, this is the way it's been with societies for millennia. We've had male and female. So when you radically change that, you do have to have a number, in my opinion, and some kind of an end game. It can't just be, well, we're going...
They don't want to define it because they want it to be open-ended. Because according to them, there's unlimited genders, and therefore there's unlimited pronouns.
to shift the rules based on how people
So
feel.
it's like a never-ending software update where you're constantly getting a new update, even if you don't want the software update. Let me, I'm going to show you guys this time magazine tweet. Time spoke to genderqueer author and illustrator Maya Kobabe on about earwork, the efforts to restrict access to ear writing, and what make of the current cultural moment. And she looks like the boy version of Phoebe Twigs. Hold on. If you guys don't know who that is. Actually, I don't know if I want to... This might be... Oh, yeah, this is all going to be porn, unfortunately. I can't show you a picture of her face because it's all going to be porn shit. So I can't, unfortunately, pull that up. But look up Phoebe Twigs. She looks like Phoebe Twigs. I would think it was her. But Time Magazine, one of the most reputable magazines in the world, they're now using incorrect English. And look, I'm all for politeness, and if this person wanted me to call them she or he, a pronoun that I was already equipped with, I have no problem using that. But then to make up new words like ear and a, and then expect me to remember that shit. This is a real tweet, by the way. This is no joke. This is from Time Magazine. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Time Magazine is posting this now. And they expect you to use incorrect grammar, incorrect English. And this is coming from an immigrant. I had to learn English. English was my second language for a long time. Now it's my first language. But man, it really feels like we're living in a South Park episode. Then they tell you to get this, and then the inflation, they're destroying your money supply. They're telling you up is down, down is up, weakness is strength, strength is weakness. It seems like an attack on the mind. It all seems intentional. And then you have this soy boy over here, this soy milk enthusiast, talking complete nonsense that's been taught to him by his college professor. Or he probably just says this shit, repeats what he hears at the college campus, because that's the acceptable thing to believe in. They're all bots, NPCs, non-playable characters, all of them. Not one of these college idiots has an opinion of their own. That's why I'm glad I never went to college. I'm actually a high school dropout. And I'm glad, because I would have wasted a lot of time learning absolutely nothing in college or university.
Feel. So I can understand if someone says, hey, you're wrong, that there's a difference between sex and gender. But the burden of proof at that point would be on the person asserting that they're different to tell me how many genders there are. Because we as a society, right, have to know this. We have to function within certain parameters.
And I would say that those parameters for gender would be whatever that person wants those parameters to be. If they identify as a man or a woman, or they don't identify, that would be their prerogative, and that it's not my place or your place to tell them that they have to identify with being a man even if they are male, or they have to identify as a woman even if they are female.
But we do that all the time. People want to be things that they aren't, and we say that's not the case. Why is it a problem to do it if someone we know?
Why can't I be a child? Why can't I just pretend to be 6 years old and then go to middle school again? Why? Why can't I do that?
Biologically as a male or a female, and that can never be changed.
Yeah,
it can never be changed biologically. But someone chooses to say that they're not. That's a very modern idea.
Yeah.
And the question is, why do we now have to subscribe to that? And then it gets into the idea of...
It is a modern idea. This is all new thinking. And nothing in this new modern world makes sense. Does anything make sense to you guys anymore? What they're doing to you? With this, taking your freedoms away for a cough, inflating your money supply, destroying your wealth, making housing unaffordable for almost anyone. The rich getting richer, the poor getting poorer. They just slowly eroding away any single strand of freedom that you had left. And you assholes, you just accept it. You take a third, fourth, fifth injection. They keep throwing it at you. Now it's the monkeypox stuff. You guys will accept that too. Does anything in this new modern world make sense? And now they're teaching you that men are women, women are men. This is all part of the same. These are all heads of the same dragon, man. They're doing this intentionally to break your spirit, to break your brain, for you, so that you suspend your own belief systems and replace it with whatever they tell you. If I can convince you that this microphone is white, even though it's black, and you see that it's black, but if I can convince you that this is white, I can convince you of anything. It's a simple mind trick, hypnosis, mind hack, whatever you want to call it. It's the oldest trick in the book.
Compulsion of compelling language, gender pronouns, what's allowed, what's hate speech, right? It's a fundamental retransformation of society based on, from what I'm hearing from you, unless I'm mistaken, abstracts. I haven't heard a number. I haven't heard what defines male or female.
Yes.
Only how people feel. And to me, that's not very convincing or
all of this nonsense is feelings based. And I understand some of these people are well-meaning. They want to be accommodating and tolerant, which I understand. But this has simply gone too far. Now they're saying that you must use their made-up pronouns. I am all for being polite to a trans person and saying, okay, if you're a man who's transitioning to be a woman, you want me to say she, I'll say she, no problem, because I'm a polite person. I believe in basic human decency. But now you want to say zer or whatever, this zer, zim, or this one here, ear. You want to make stuff up, and then you want me to comply and remember these. And if I don't remember your silly pronoun, then I'm a bad person. Like, they don't think that this is onerous, like making up words and then expecting you to remember them. I have an unusual name. Because I'm an immigrant, so I don't have a name like Mike or James or Jordan, one of those easy white man names. My name is hard for white people to remember, but I don't get upset if they don't remember it. But some of these people, if you don't remember their pronoun, they get upset because they're special snowflakes. It's like me getting upset at a white person for not remembering my name correctly, or my name's Shiraz, so if they call me Shiraz or a variation of it, I don't get upset. Or if they don't remember it at all, or if they ask me again, or if they say it wrong, I don't get pissed. But these people get upset. Even though all of this is silliness, and I think a lot of this is them trolling you to see how far they can take it. Most of them actually probably believe the insanity they say. And I try to play along as much as I can. Like I said, if it's a pronoun that I'm already equipped with, like he, him, she, her, and you want to alternate between the two, sure. I'm a polite man. I will play along with you. I will play along with your insanity, if you will. But then don't expect to just make up shit. Just make up sounds with your name. Blue, blee, 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 blam. And then expect me to remember that shit.
Toward a productive society.
But if you had told me that you in fact don't identify as being a man, that you identify as being a woman, I would believe that would be wrong of me to try and subscribe you to being a man when you say you identify as a woman.
What if I told you that I believe I am a bobcat?
Good for you, man.
Well, would you accept that? Would it be wrong of you to not accept it?
Yes.
He's a
Really?
bot.
Okay, well, listen, I appreciate your intellectual consistency. Why would it be wrong of you to not accept my
He's an oblivion NPC. That's what he is.
identification as a bobcat?
Because if you identify as a bobcat, man, go for it. Great for you. I hope you're the best bobcat on the earth, man.
Well, I appreciate it. Listen, I think you're a nice guy. I hope this has been productive, and I believe this has been civil.
Yeah.
But you do see, obviously, this is a very emotive argument that you're making, right? You're making an argument from a very emotional place, and I think it's because you're compassionate. It's because you're a good person. But and I appreciate your intellectual
Maybe he is. Maybe he is a good person. Some of these liberals are good people. Not all of them are like weasels. Some of them are actually good people. They're well-meaning people, but they take it too far. And clearly this has been taken too far.
Consistency. But the ramifications of saying that we have to acknowledge somebody legally who identifies as a bobcat, you understand, would be insurmountable.
What are the ramifications of pretending that he's a bobcat? Well, what if he tries to go live with bobcats? Then he's gonna get his ass mauled. That's what one of the chicks asked in the background. She's like, "Oh, what are the negative implications?"
But listen, and I appreciate your intellectual consistency, but the ramifications of saying that we have to acknowledge somebody legally who identifies as a bobcat, you understand, would be insurmountable.
He's gonna get his ass torn by bobcats if he goes and tries to live with bobcats and pretends. That's the ramification. Dumbass. He's gonna get killed. If I pretend to be a lion, if I identify as a lion, and then I go try to take over a pride of lions, I'm gonna get my ass torn to shreds. Dumbass. These people are completely out of their minds. And some of them might be compassionate. Some of them might be doing it for the right reasons. This guy might be, might not be. We don't know. I don't know him personally. I don't live in his head. But a lot of these liberals say the shit they say is because they believe that that's what's going to make them likable. They just want to be liked. And they want to be accepted by the herd. And a lot of these people are weak. And that's why, like, socialists are communitarian, because they're very weak people. That's why they believe in the power of the pack, while conservatives are more individualistic, because they're generally stronger and they're self-sufficient. They believe in self-sufficiency and picking yourself up by the bootstraps. But liberals believe in the power of the tribe. They're more communitarian. They want to be liked and accepted by the herd, and they have to be liked and accepted by the herd to survive. That was the strategy of beta males back in the day, before civilization. And this guy might be doing it for the right reasons, but he could be doing it because he might be a weasel, because he wants to be liked by the chicks on the campus. So he white knights. He's quite literally a white knight. He's white as they come. He's ginger. He's wearing a white shirt. It says 100% human. I mean, this is like a textbook white knight, if you will. I don't think if you pulled up Merriam-Webster's definition of white knight, it's this dude's face. So he could be doing it just to get some easy college pussy, or he could be actually saying the things he says because he believes them. In that case, he's retarded. But either way, this thing has gone too far. I am all for being polite to people and being courteous and being a gentleman. I mean, I am Canadian after all. But this has clearly gone too far. Now, this is to a point of insanity now, where this chick's saying, what's the negative ramification of pretending to be a bobcat? These people don't live in the real world. It seems like none of them have had any real problems in life, so they make this shit up. I come from a third world country, motherfuckers. I have real problems in my life, which I overcame. These people clearly don't. They have it too easy in the West. That's why they believe in the patriarchy, and they all believe they're oppressed when they're not. They're all born with silver spoons, and they don't realize it. They don't realize how good they have it here. They think they're oppressed, or there's racism or sexism in America. You wanna see sexism? Go to a country like Saudi Arabia. You wanna see racism? Go to a country like Japan. Then you'll see real racism. America is one of the least racist and most accepting countries in the world, and Canada even more so. So any person, white, brown, black, orange, or yellow, who sits here and complains that this country is racist, transphobic, sexist, whatever, go try living in a different country for a few months, and you'll be kissing the ground by the time you land back here. I promise you. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. That's the least you can do. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make. I could be cruising around downtown Toronto in my Benz, picking up some mamacitas, but I'm out here entertaining you guys. So like I said, please go ahead, subscribe, like, share this video with your friends on all platforms. And I'll see you in the next one.